Hey loves, what's up? It's me, y'all, Tricey Love, back with another real talk moment. Okay, today I want to talk about something that's been like really on my mind and on my heart. And that's not going back. Not going back to what hurt you, what drained you, what confused you, or just whatever made you question your worth. We talk a lot about growth, but real growth is when you can stand in front of something that's familiar and something that you used to crave and say, no, not this time. Okay, let's be real. Well, y'all know, I'm not just talking to myself. I know somebody can relate to me. But I am talking to myself as well when I say, we just got to be real with ourselves. We know we go back to what's comfortable. And we go back because it's comfortable. We go back because it feels familiar. We go back because it just gives us something. Even if we know it's not good for us. Like a habit. You can know something not good for you, but your body, your emotions, or your memories, they pull you back. Like, okay, just one more time. And then after you go back, you're sitting there like, dang, I knew it. Now I got to start over or whatever. Let me tell you something. Knowing better and doing better, that's just two different battles. Knowing better is mental. Doing better is like emotional and spiritual. And that's when, you really start fighting between what your body wants and what your spirit knows. That's why I always say, or I think it's important to have discernment. Pray for that. Pray for the spirit of discernment. Like, listen to your intuition. That's your built-in protection system. It's that quiet whisper within that be like, this ain't right. It's that uncomfortable feeling that hits your gut before your mind even catch up to what's going on. It's your spirit trying to save you before your heart gets broken again. But, of course, I know I do. We sometimes override that voice. We say, maybe I'm overthinking, or maybe things changed, or maybe it'll be different this time. No, you have to listen. If your peace feel off, it's off for a reason. You don't have to wait for proof. Your intuition already gave you that evidence. You just got to trust it. And then when you learn how to listen to your gut, your decisions start changing. You start catching yourself before you go into a spiral. You start protecting your peace before you have to heal from something new. Learning a lesson is important. Every experience, good or bad, it comes with a lesson. But it's up to us to, study that lesson and pass the test. Because it's going to keep showing up. God will keep letting you take that same test over and over until you learn what He's trying to show you. Oh my gosh. That's why it's important to learn that lesson. You know how I feel like you keep ending up in the same type of relationship, same type of situation, same type of people, because that lesson haven't been learned yet. You got to stop asking, why me? Why me? And I used to say, I swear I used to do that. Why? Just why? Start asking, what is this teaching me? Because once you learn the lesson, you can finally move differently. You start loving differently. You start thinking differently. And you stop settling. And that's when not going back becomes easier. Not because the temptation disappeared, because that's going to be there. But because the lesson hit too deep for you to keep repeating it. I'm passionate about it because I just know people can relate. I feel like self-awareness is so important. That's why I am so passionate about it, y'all. We have to learn ourselves. You can't stop going back until you really start to learn yourself. Like, who are you when nobody's watching? What do you crave when you're lonely? What makes you feel safe or seen or loved and grounded? You gotta study yourself like you study everybody else. When you start knowing your patterns, your triggers, your desires, you start catching yourself. Your body tell you when you uncomfortable. Your energy will shift when you're around the wrong people. Your spirit will go quiet when something isn't right. And that's where awareness meets that self-love. You start moving like you actually love yourself. For real. You start setting those boundaries. You start walking away faster. Like, I went through a whole season cutting people, just cut. That was a season for me because I was a people pleaser. Being a people pleaser, you studying what somebody else want. When you start loving yourself and learning yourself, that's when you stop explaining yourself to people. And like I said, you walk away when anything feels shifted, energy shifted. And that's not being cold, that's being wise. How to not go back. Wow, because look here. Who perfect? So how do we actually not go back? I think it starts with acceptance. Accept like what it was. Accept who they were. Accept what it did. And then forgive yourself for not knowing better back then. Then next, I feel like it's more like replacing a habit. I don't think nobody or I can't just go cold turkey and just be like, I'm done. I feel like we got to fill that space with something new, like a new routine or new goals, new people, new peace. And then you remind yourself, like, why you left. Every time you feel like going back to whatever disturbs your peace. Remind yourself why you left. When that temptation hits, don't romanticize the good moments. Remember that pain. Remember that confusion. Remember how you felt praying for your peace every night. And lastly, pray for strength. Because healing is a process, and it's not like a one-time thing. Like, oh, did that, nah. You might still think about it, still miss it, and that's okay, because look here, baby. But look, no, for real. But missing something doesn't mean you belong there. It just means you human. Yeah. So look, guys, we go into this week. I do want to come back on here and talk about what your life has been teaching you. Because whether you realize it or not, you are both. You're a student and you a teacher. Everything you survived, that's your lesson. Everything you healed from, that's your testimony. Everything you've learned, that's your message. So I want to talk about teachings this week. What we teach, how we teach, and what kind of examples we're setting through our own healing. The way we move, the way we speak, the way we treat ourselves. That's teaching people how to treat us. So don't go back to anything that dims your light or confuses your spirit. Walk in your lesson, honor your growth, and move like you love yourself. Once you know your worth, going back don't even just fit no more. So yeah, I love y'all. Let's keep growing. Let's keep healing and keep teaching. Not just through our words, but through our lives, y'all. I see y'all. I just had to come on here and talk. I love y'all. Deuces. I'll catch y'all in my next video.